Last week, we wrapped up our series on the achievement paradigm paradox. Today, I want to show you something fascinating about why these patterns feel so hard to change. And it has everything to do with your nervous system. In this video, you'll discover the science behind why achievement patterns get stored in your body, how your nervous system creates automatic responses, why traditional approaches to change often fail, and what actually works to create lasting transformation. As a PA, I love understanding the science behind transformation and why we do what we do. Here's what's amazing about your nervous system. It's constantly scanning for threats and creating automatic responses to keep you safe. These responses aren't just emotional. They create actual physiological changes. Increased cortisol and adrenaline. Hormones are released based on automatic thoughts you have. Altered heart rate and breathing. Sometimes you may not even know this is happening. Muscle tension, which actually drains us from having more energy. Changes in digestion. Ever need to use the bathroom when you're feeling extra stressed or nervous? Shifts in blood flow, which causes you to feel hot or flushed. Some people get really red when they're put on the spot or trying to speak in front of a group. Every time you push against your achievement programming, which is just another way to explain your comfort zone, these responses activate automatically. Your body literally treats it as a survival threat. This goes way back to when we were in serious danger and our ancestors needed to survive. Now things that happen on a daily basis feel like life or death to our nervous system, even though they literally are just thoughts and emotions in reaction to normal life situations. It's crazy. Let me share how I discovered this. When I first started my coaching business, despite my medical training and understanding of physiology, I kept hitting walls. Every time I tried to charge for my services or put myself out there in a bigger way, my body would react. Racing heart, tight chest, tight muscles, shallow breathing, mental fog, intense anxiety. At first, I didn't even realize these physical reactions were happening. I was caught up in my head and just thought something was wrong with me. But then I realized that my nervous system had a learned response to pushing beyond my old paradigm. It was all happening unconsciously, and it wasn't until I learned how to tune into my body that I realized the connection. Your achievement patterns create neural pathways, like deeply worn tracks in your brain. These pathways determine how you respond to challenges, what feels possible versus impossible, your automatic reactions to stress in general, your relationship to success, your tolerance for uncertainty. The key to change isn't forcing new thoughts. It's creating new neural pathways through mind-body tools like tapping to regulate nervous system and disconnect automatic responses, yoga to learn the mind-body connection more deeply, breathwork to shift the stress response, and integration practices for lasting change. When you understand this mind-body connection, transformation becomes easier. Instead of fighting your nervous system, you work with it. Think of it like updating your internal operating system. You're not just changing thoughts, you're rewiring your entire response pattern. Once you learn what your automatic response patterns are, you have the power to change them. And once you do, your life starts to change quickly and intentionally. This shows up practically in your clinical decision making. You feel more solid in your decisions without second guessing or being afraid of getting it wrong. Setting boundaries so you put your needs first and stop overworking, which leads to burnout. Asking for help instead of believing you need to figure out everything on your own. Taking time off and being able to fully relax and enjoy instead of being worried about what you should be doing or feeling guilty. Creating success based on feeling good instead of what you've always done in the past based on what others think you should do. These are truly life-changing shifts. To start learning about your mind-body connection, I have a challenge for you. Sit down and think about one thing in your life you'd like to change. Then think about all the reasons you haven't yet changed it, achieved it, gone for it, or made it happen. Then sit in all the emotions that come up. Feel the emotions and any physical responses in your body. And remember, this is all happening based on just thinking about whatever it is you decided to focus on. Start noticing what things make you feel good or bad, feel positive or negative, and see how often you can become aware. By doing this, you're tuning into the mind-body connection. This can actually be very challenging for intelligent high achievers. We tend to get stuck in our head, but with practice, you can be very good at learning and taking guidance from the way things affect your body. Next week, I'll show you exactly how to start working with your nervous system using specific mind-body tools. Share in the comments where you notice your body responding to achievement pressure. And hit subscribe to catch next week's video on releasing these patterns. See you then.